Good morning. This is your mortgage moment for the week of March the 13th. And as expected last week, the Bank of Canada did indeed hold the overnight rate. So the pause is in effect, which was forecast, and it's great to see a forecast actually come to fruition. The Bank of Canada did leave the door open for future increases should economic data require a change, and a lot of that data will be dependent on what the U.S. Fed does with their rates. If they do increase, it might swing our currency down lower, which will fuel inflation in terms of cost of U.S. product. So that's one big factor. The employment rates are another one, but we'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. Big news for me on Friday was there was a sharp decline in the bond yields, and today that yield was even further declined, largely probably because of the Silicon Valley Bank closure, if you will. That sent some shockwaves through the market, and bond yields today sit probably where they were at the lowest in January. So stay tuned for rate decreases. There may be, but this is a shock to the system that it might settle itself out over the next few days. But we'll see how this week shakes out overall. But the positive news is Friday we got a couple of rate declines. As mentioned before, our lenders will give us some rate discretionary discounts if the bonds or the markets allow for it. So with the sharp declines on Friday and today, we're expected to see some of that reflected in rates that we have for clients right now. And again, what fixed rates end up doing in terms of posted is yet to be seen. So we'll see how the week pulls together here. Banking news, banks reported first quarter earnings, and most of their calls were quite positive. Clearly there's been some decline, but that's a decline on the lofty heights things were at last year. The one thing that did stand out to me, though, was defaults, or arrears, if you will. Arrears haven't really changed too drastically. They've always been sitting at about a tenth of a percent, and that number is not changing drastically at all. So good news, and if arrears can hold on for the next foreseeable future, I guess the next few months, quarter, and the economy and inflation does start to decline. God forbid there's massive job losses, but if things stay status quo, we may be able to weather the storm positively. So I'm going to leave you with that. I will apologize for the backdrop. I'm running out of options, and with daylight savings, it's a little dark outside to do anything there. So once I get the new office space complete, it'll be a little more pleasant to look at. But have a wonderful week, and feel free to reach out with any questions or clarification. Love to talk to you. See you soon.